There is an aura about a Sigma male that turns heads and stirs unease, often without him lifting a finger. He does not demand attention. He simply commands it. His presence is a mix of mystery and gravitas, an alchemy that makes people second-guess their footing around him. The Sigma is not flashy, nor is he loud, yet the sheer weight of his individuality can unsettle the loudest rooms. This quiet dominance can be intimidating, sometimes even unnerving, because it disrupts the ordinary rhythm people often expect. He is a walking paradox, confident without arrogance, reserved without being aloof, and detached but never disconnected. So, why exactly does the Sigma male appear to be the most intimidating of all men? Let's dig in. 1. They give honest and blunt feedback even when it is uncomfortable. There's a saying, "The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off." Sigma males live by this adage. A Sigma is the guy who tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Brutal honesty is his hallmark, but it is never delivered with malice or theatrics. When he gives feedback, it is surgical, precise, sharp, and stripped of fluff. The reason this unnerves people is simple. Most are not accustomed to such stark truths. Sugarcoating and tact are the social norms, but not for Sigma. This unfiltered honesty is not about being cruel. It is about cutting through the noise. People often confuse harsh truths with personal attacks, but the Sigma knows that clarity is a form of respect. If he thinks your plan is a disaster waiting to happen, he will tell you outright. Not because he relishes being right, but because he knows there is no value in letting you stumble over preventable mistakes. That kind of candor makes him intimidating, because few have the courage to speak with such conviction. Psychologically, this honesty triggers a cocktail of reactions in others. Some feel affronted, others enlightened. The Sigma's ability to challenge false narratives with such ease forces people to reevaluate their own perspectives. It is like standing in front of a mirror that shows every blemish. You may not like what you see, but you cannot deny its accuracy. While a Sigma will give his blunt feedback, it is not an open invitation for debate. He does not waste energy defending his position or softening his words for fragile egos. If you cannot handle the truth, that is on you, not him. And this is what makes him a force to reckon with. 2. They possess a rich, untraceable network. One of the Sigma male's greatest strengths lies in his unpredictability, and his network is no exception. It is not that he flaunts who he knows. In fact, the opposite is true. You would never guess the extent of his connections because he keeps them firmly under wraps. This stealthy approach gives him a strategic edge, as people underestimate his reach until it is too late. Imagine trying to outmaneuver someone whose resources you cannot even identify. That is the Sigma in a nutshell. He could have acquaintances in every corner of the globe, from business magnates to grassroots leaders, and you would never know. This ambiguity keeps people guessing, and that guessing game can be downright intimidating. It is the ultimate power play, knowing more than you reveal, while revealing just enough to keep others intrigued. This untraceable network is not just about having allies, it is about wielding them effectively. The Sigma does not collect contacts like a stamp collector of Ord's rare finds. Rather, he curates relationships with a discerning eye for mutual value. His network is a blend of loyalty, respect, and discretion, a triad that amplifies his influence without ever broadcasting it. People sense this hidden leverage and tread carefully around him, wary of the unseen alliances he might call upon. Yet, while he has networks to call upon, he does so sparingly, preferring to rely on his own capabilities first. He never name drops. He does not need to. His actions, decisions, and outcomes speak louder than any roster of high-profile connections ever could. That quiet confidence, backed by a covert network, makes the Sigma an enigma people cannot ignore and a presence they dare not challenge lightly. 3. They do not respond to accusations. Accuse a Sigma male of wrongdoing, and you will be met with silence. Not the kind of silence that signals guilt or uncertainty, but the kind that says, "Your noise does not warrant my energy." This is a man who understands that truth does not need a defense, and that engaging with baseless claims is a waste of valuable time. He is not in the business of managing other people's perceptions of him. Whether you see him as a hero or a villain is of little consequence to him. His refusal to be baited into confrontation is unsettling because it leaves people clueless on how to get to him. Most individuals are quick to defend themselves when accused, seek support to prove their innocence, often out of fear of tarnished reputations. But the Sigma knows that reacting emotionally only gives his accuser more ammunition. When he does not respond, he forces others to examine the credibility of the claim itself. When someone remains calm and collected in the face of criticism, it creates doubt in the minds of onlookers. They begin to wonder, if the accusation had merit, would he not be fighting tooth and nail to clear his name? His composure is not indifference. It is calculated restraint, a sign of self-assurance that cannot be rattled by petty provocations. Ignoring baseless claims, he shifts the burden of proof back onto his accuser. The more they press, the more foolish they appear. 4. They stay silent when people around them argue. The Sigma male's silence in the midst of arguments is not passive. It is intentional. He knows that most arguments are fueled by emotions, egos, and a need to dominate the room rather than a genuine quest for truth. While others clash, raise their voices, and attempt to assert dominance, the Sigma simply observes. He does not see value in entering the fray, especially when the argument lacks substance or resolution. This often unnerves others, as his silence comes across as both judgment and power held in reserve. What truly unsettles people, however, is when they realize the Sigma's silence is not due to a lack of knowledge. Often, during heated debates, individuals who sense they are losing their footing begin seeking validation from those around them. Nodding heads, approving murmurs, or vocal support to strengthen their faltering position. If the Sigma male is present, such individuals are in for a rude awakening. He will neither nod nor offer the slightest sign of agreement, even if he holds all the facts necessary to dismantle the entire argument. This refusal to become anyone's crutch leaves the person grasping for approval exposed and unsupported, a stark reminder that his silence is not neutrality but deliberate restraint. His choice to remain silent also reflects his understanding of timing. A Sigma knows that entering an argument prematurely often leads to wasted energy and unnecessary conflict. Instead, he holds his ground, observing the dynamics of the situation. His calm demeanor in the face of chaos creates a stark contrast, leaving people wondering what he might say if he chose to speak. This tension, the anticipation of what he could unleash but does not, is often more intimidating than any verbal participation could ever be. 5. They do not complain about anything. Have you ever met someone who just does not gripe, no matter how tough the situation gets? That is the Sigma male. Complaining is not part of his vocabulary, not because he lacks feelings, but because he sees it as pointless. To him, grumbling about a problem is like rocking in a chair. It gives you something to do, but it does not get you anywhere. Many find this unsettling. This stoic mindset comes from his ability to compartmentalize and prioritize. The Sigma channels his energy towards solutions rather than dwelling on setbacks. When others are lamenting bad traffic, a frustrating colleague, or the state of the economy, he is already thinking of ways to adapt. To him, if something needs fixing, fix it. If it cannot be fixed, move on. It is that simple. This no-nonsense attitude can catch people off guard, especially in a world where venting frustrations has practically become a sport. Culturally, complaining has become a subtle social ritual, a way for people to connect over shared grievances. After all, misery, they say, loves company. But when a Sigma refuses to participate in such, it is interpreted as aloofness or even superiority. In truth, it is neither. He simply understands that whining is a trap that breeds negativity and inaction. His silence on personal struggles is not about bottling up emotions. It is about refusing to waste time on what cannot be changed. Complaining to him feels like giving the world permission to control his emotions. If his coffee arrives cold or someone cuts him off in traffic, he does not see the point of wasting his breath. He knows the world owes him nothing, and that mindset not only keeps him grounded, but also makes him downright intimidating. It is not that he cannot complain. It is that he has zero interest in doing so. That level of detachment from everyday irritations is something most people cannot fathom. 6. Their appearance always seems dangerous. There is something about a Sigma male's appearance that stops people in their tracks. It is not about looking like an action movie star or having a chiseled jawline. It is the energy they carry. Their presence feels like a warning sign in human form. The way they walk, the way they dress, and even the way they hold themselves radiate a subtle yet undeniable message. Do not test me. This dangerous appearance is not cultivated intentionally, and it is certainly not for show. Sigma males have no interest in peacocking to impress others. Instead, it comes from their deeply ingrained self-assurance and readiness for anything. Their demeanor says they are prepared to defend themselves, physically, emotionally, or intellectually, at a moment's notice. People pick up on this readiness instinctively, and it makes them cautious. Their appearance is often practical and low-key. No flashy logos, no over-the-top accessories. They are likely to favor functionality over fashion, yet somehow, that minimalist style works in their favor. There is an art to dressing in a way that draws respect without screaming for attention. Sigma males have mastered this art, and their no-nonsense style adds to the air of quiet authority that surrounds them. Even their facial expressions contribute to this aura. A Sigma male does not plaster on a fake smile just to make others feel comfortable. He is not trying to charm his way into anyone's good graces. Instead, he looks calm, composed, and completely unbothered. This unshakable coolness can make others feel uneasy, especially if they are used to people vying for their approval. Ultimately, the dangerous vibe comes down to one thing: unpredictability. People can never quite figure out what a Sigma male is thinking or how he might react. That mystery makes him appear threatening. 7. They see the absurdity in everything. Sigma males possess a unique lens through which they view the world, a lens that magnifies the absurdity of life itself. This ability to see how bizarre, chaotic, and often irrational human behavior can be is both a strength and an unsettling trait. While most people are busy taking everything at face value, the Sigma male stands apart, smirking at the cosmic joke everyone else seems to miss. This perspective is not rooted in cynicism or negativity. Rather, it's a quiet acknowledgement that much of what society takes seriously is, at its core, ridiculous. Sigma males have an innate skill for cutting through pretense and identifying the illogical patterns that shape social norms. Whether it's the performative nature of office culture or the endless pursuit of material validation, they see it for what it is: a game most people play without even realizing it. What makes this trait so intimidating is that it gives the Sigma male a mental edge. People who take life too seriously are often blindsided by his ability to shrug off situations that would leave others reeling. Flashy titles, empty promises, and superficial displays of power do not impress him. This detachment can be unsettling to those deeply invested in the facade because it forces them to confront their own misplaced priorities. The ability to see the absurdity in everything also allows the Sigma male to remain calm in situations that would send others into a panic. When life is seen as a series of absurdities, nothing feels overwhelmingly serious. This composure makes him an enigma, a steady figure in a world that thrives on chaos and drama. If these points resonated with you, we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, share it with others who might find it insightful, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support means everything to us. Thanks for watching. and see you in the next one.